He called me earlier. It's like, yo, when you spar, I'm gonna come to the gym. I'm like, I'm gonna spar at 4 o'clock. I really didn't think he was gonna pull up, but he pulled up. It means everything. His advice and listening to him in the ring. He calling out little shit. I'm trying to make sure I do what he says. So a hell of a blessing to have Bud, Floyd, all these guys backing me, and I appreciate them. I'm just trying to keep pushing and keep getting better.
The most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevenson.
Hearing Floyd Mayweather Jr. is in Shakur Stevenson's camp before the Teofimo Lopez fight doesn't sound like promotion. It sounds like preparation.
Oh, it was so amazing. It was, but now I'm kind of so used to like,
regular.
Yes, it feels so normal. Like, honestly, that's why me and like Floyd is so close now, because it's like, I'm a genuine person, and he don't like, he like genuine people around. So,
do you think he sees a lot of you in himself?
Yeah, he do. I know he do, but like I said, I feel as though I appreciate them guys. I appreciate them. I really don't even look at them like how everybody else look at them. I look at them
friends.
Yeah, like it's like cool people.
Floyd Mayweather, Shakur Stevenson, and Terrence Crawford aren't just cool with each other. They operate on the same wavelength inside the gym. Timing, restraint, and a deep understanding of how rounds are truly earned. When Floyd steps into Shakur or Bud's camp, it isn't about attention or authority. It's about fine-tuning weapons that already work. He's not rewriting Shakur's style. He's tightening the margins where elite fights are decided.
So Floyd, when you think about the fighters who are fighting now, can you give me your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when it comes to the lightweight? The lightweight, who you would put where?
Well, you got guys fighting between 130, 135, and 140. They stack, around that area. So, I mean, as of right now,
skills that pay the bills.
The most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevenson.
And what is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. And Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out.
Foot placement, punch economy, defensive posture under pressure. Details casual fans miss, but fighters feel instantly. Floyd has always been willing to share knowledge with fighters who respect the craft, not out of obligation, but because true discipline is rare at this level. For Shakur, Floyd's presence isn't about imitation. It's about reinforcing composure, staying calm when opponents get loud, and staying precise when moments get heavy.
What's the sort of last couple from me? What's the sort of best bit of advice he's given? You've obviously got so many people you can call on. You're in a very fortunate position like that, and you've got a strong team. What's the sort of best bit of advice he's give you in this game?
A lot of advice he would give me is like boxing related, and he always want to show me like little tricks and little things that I could take with me. And that's why I fuck with Floyd heavy, because a lot of people be hating on him, but they don't understand he really like a real dude. And it's even crazier. A lot of people be seeing him like when he around, he come with like 15, 16 people. I swear he had to be at the gym with like 2 or 3 people chilling. It was a normal vibe for him. It was regular. He was comfortable, and I think that side of Floyd, I think that's the side of...
And when fighters at this level start cross-pollinating ideas instead of guarding secrets, that's how you know something serious is being built. Once you hear Floyd sharpening Shakur's blade in the gym, the conversation naturally shifts to someone who's already stood in that storm and lived to tell the story.
Forrest is an amazing fighter. He's going to have a great career. Crazy skills. good boxing ability, and I will always be proud of him. Always. That's why, even like Shakur, I had a chance to train him the other day in the gym.
This is where theory meets reality. Jermaine Ortiz isn't breaking this down from tape. He's breaking it down from memory. He felt Teofimo's pressure firsthand, and that's why his pick carries weight. To him, the idea of trapping Shakur sounds clean on paper, but executing it against that level of movement is an entirely different problem set.
Rather have the winner of the two. So, who do you think wins that fight? Do you think Shakur will be able to?
I think Shakur would win. Yeah. We know Shakur's a great boxer, and we just seen what I did to Teofimo, so I think Shakur will be able to box him out easily.
What really stood out to me was Ortiz saying that camp showed him exactly what he expected from Teo. That's not praise in the usual sense. That's a subtle warning. When a fighter doesn't surprise you, there's no intimidation factor, no hesitation. Ortiz is basically explaining that Shakur operates in those awkward gray areas of a fight, the moments between exchanges where shots glance instead of land and frustration quietly builds. That's where Shakur is most comfortable. And the most important takeaway wasn't that Teo can't land. It's that landing clean over and over is going to be a grind. Not impossible, not unrealistic, just consistently difficult. And at this level, difficult is often the difference between winning rounds and chasing them.
Yeah, hopefully during training camp they learn how to cut off the ring. We'll see. I think, I don't. It's gonna be hard for Teofimo to get in some punches off on Shakur, but we'll see.
That's real boxing truth right there. No hype, no theatrics, just an honest assessment of how hard something is. And I respect how Ortiz immediately turns the focus back on himself, talking about making his own statement that night. That's a fighter mindset, not a commentator's one. The bigger takeaway for me is this. When people who've actually shared the ring with Teofimo, felt the power, seen the timing up close, are still saying Shakur's control could be the bigger issue. That matters. This fight isn't about who hits harder in highlights. It's about who controls access, who forces the fight to happen on their terms. And when a fighter with first-hand experience says, yeah, that's going to be tough, that's not filler. That's a quiet red flag you'd be smart not to ignore.
I guess asking you, being in the ring with Teofimo, was there anything that surprised you with him in terms of not the success you had, but was there anything you thought would be harder or anything that he did that you didn't expect?
No, everything, training camp went so well for that fight that everything I seen, I already expected and seen it coming.
Right after Jermaine Ortiz drops that calm clinical read, the kind you nod at and file away, Greg Hackett storms in like someone bringing fireworks to a chess match. And suddenly, the entire conversation flips. Ortiz gave us the blueprint. Shakur by decision, careful footwork, mental edge. Hackett? He's the reminder that boxing isn't always polite chess. Sometimes it's chaos. He's not selling nuance. He's selling consequences. Land the right shot at the right moment, and Teofimo's entire night can spiral into chaos. I love that tension between strategy and eruption. It makes you hold two truths at once.
Still like Shakur for the dub. I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. He knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And he's always prepared to win. So, and I think Shakur respects Teo to the point where he gonna train like he's never trained before. Because this is a great fight for him. This is probably the best fight of his career up to date. Even though he's been in some great fights, this is probably the best opponent.
Yes, Shakur is precise and difficult to hit. And yes, Teo has the ability to unleash a sudden flurry that can shatter even the most carefully laid plans. So when Hackett talks about non-stop volume, unrelenting pressure, and breaking a fighter's confidence punch by punch, I hear a coach trying to create a completely different kind of fight than the one analysts are politely forecasting. You can't ignore the fundamentals of combat. One well-timed shift in rhythm from Teo could instantly change the fight, making the expected approach irrelevant. That's why I respect Hackett's straightforwardness. He doesn't romanticize boxing. He focuses on the gritty mechanics that actually decide fights. My hot take? We should stop pretending this is just style against style It's also a battle of willpower masked as technique.
I work on the opposite. So what I hear you saying is, when you tracking a guy down and getting out of the habit of loading up one shot, that means you got to take smaller steps and put smaller shots together. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense where Teo like to jump, you got to stop that jumping. You know what I mean? Take smaller steps, inching behind smaller jabs, smaller right hand.
Want precision? That's Shakur. Want sudden bursts that disrupt timing and force mistakes? That's Teo, striking off counters and creating chaos. The most fascinating and unpredictable part is how razor-thin the line is between him lighting up his opponent and getting outboxed. One small misstep, one missed adjustment, or one overcommit move from Lopez could completely flip the fight. SOES. Study Ortiz and follow the playbook, but don't underestimate Hackett's chaos strategy. This will be a fight where discipline and unpredictability each have their moments of dominance. Every round will feel like a mini verdict, and we're watching to see which approach ultimately prevails.
I mean,
does the best version of Teo have to come out to be Shakur?
Not just the best, it got to be the unheard of version, the version we have never seen. You know what I'm saying? It got to be different. I'm telling you, he can't approach Teo like he approached everybody else. He can't approach Shakur like he approached everybody else. And he can't approach Shakur like, all right, I did whatever I had to do and can't. He gonna fall to me. He gonna fall to my. It don't work like that with Shakur.
Right after Greg Hackett came in with his aggressive, almost disruptive ideas, the AOY breakdown slides in almost quietly, but with surgical precision. The kind of voice that makes you lean in, because you know every word counts. Listening to it, it's clear this isn't hype, fear, or praise. It's pressure. The analysis boils down to one harsh reality. Early Teofimo is dangerous. Late Teofimo is a gamble. And that's not bias. That's careful film study. When it's explained this way, it becomes obvious why this fight feels urgent, like a ticking clock rather than a gradual build. Lopez doesn't need 12 rounds to prove himself. He needs openings, and they appear and vanish in an instant. What stands out is that the analysis doesn't romanticize his explosiveness. It treats it as a weapon. The key question isn't whether Teofimo can land punches. It's whether he can force Shakur to respond before the rhythm settles. Once the pace drifts into Shakur's comfort zone, you're no longer just facing a fighter. You're up against a system. That's where the term fatal flaw really hits. It's not a lack of talent. It's that Lopez has a razor-thin margin for error. Early aggression isn't a choice, it's survival. Miss that window, and every adjustment, every reset, every opportunity starts going to the other fighter.
I'm looking at him like if I'm Teofimo, the reason I took that fight is because I say if I get in the same positions, I can get into those spots where I can hit Shakur clean. Can Teofimo hurt Shakur with one shot? Can he hurt him clean? He hasn't been a killer, as much of a killer at 140. And after Cambosis, he hasn't been the same in my opinion. But he's still explosive and still dangerous in the first 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying? The first 8 rounds. So I think it's a good fight. I like the fight actually because of that. Teofimo got the explosive punching power on his side and good athleticism. And Shakur has superior boxing IQ, good range, good distance. So it's great. It's good boxer versus good athlete at this. I think Shakur, like a lot of fighters, he needs this name in order to silence a lot of the naysayers. Because people talk a lot of shit about Shakur, especially after the De Los Santos fight. I don't think there's a beta fight took it off of him, even though they try to make it seem like it should be off him at this point. I don't think that fight was the one. I think Teofimo is a name that will shut everybody up if Shakur can go dominate.